Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Seniors Vitality Hub, your trusted place for simple, natural health tips for living better after 60. Today, we're talking about something surprising: fruit. Yes, fruit is often seen as healthy, and many times it is. But did you know that some fruits can actually work against your health, especially if you're over 65? In this video, I'll share 4 fruits that seniors should avoid, and more importantly, 4 fruits you really should eat every day to support your heart, your blood sugar, and your digestion. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and join me. I'll explain everything gently and clearly, just like a good doctor would. But before we begin, could you do me a quick favor? Please scroll down to the comments and tell us how old you are and where you're watching from. It helps build a caring community of people just like you, and I love reading each and every message. Now let's begin. Let me ask you something. Have you ever enjoyed a nice bowl of sweet grapes while watching TV or reading a book? They're small, juicy, and seem so innocent, almost like a healthy candy. But here's the truth many people don't realize. Grapes can be surprisingly risky for older adults. Now, don't worry. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help. And this might be one of the most important things you'll hear this week. Grapes are naturally high in sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, your body still processes it the same way, especially as we age. 4. Someone over 65, your pancreas and metabolism often slow down. This means your body doesn't handle sugar the way it used to. The result? Grapes can cause quick spikes in blood sugar. And if you're someone who's managing diabetes, prediabetes, or even just trying to keep your weight stable, those little grapes can make things harder than you realize. But that's not all. Grapes are often eaten without limits, handful after handful. That's because they're so small, so it's easy to eat 20 or 30 of them in just a few minutes. But here's the problem. Just 1 cup of grapes has about 23 grams of sugar. That's more than 5 teaspoons of sugar in a single serving. You wouldn't add that much sugar to your coffee, would you? Now let's talk about digestion. As we age, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Grapes contain a type of sugar called sorbitol. For many older adults, this can cause bloating, gas, or even diarrhea, especially if you already have a sensitive gut. And one more point to consider. Grape skins are thin, which means they absorb more pesticides than other fruits. Unless you're eating organic grapes, you may be consuming a cocktail of chemicals with every bite, something your liver and kidneys have to work harder to process. That's a lot to ask from a body that's already doing its best every day. Now, this doesn't mean grapes are evil. But if you're over 65, you may want to enjoy them occasionally, and only in small amounts, not daily, and not by the bowlful. And always wash them very, very well, or choose organic when possible. So what can you eat instead? Later in the video, I'll tell you about 4 fruits that are perfect for daily eating. They help balance blood sugar, support digestion, and even boost heart health. You'll love them. But for now, remember this. Even healthy foods can turn against us when we're older. The key is knowing what your body needs now, not what it needed 30 years ago. Your body still wants to feel good. Sometimes it just needs a little guidance. Let me set the scene for you. It's a quiet afternoon. Maybe you've just finished your walk or had a nice chat with a friend on the phone. You go to the kitchen looking for something light, something a little sweet. Your eyes land on a familiar can in the pantry, a can of sliced pineapple. It feels like a safe choice, maybe even a healthy one. You open it up, pour the golden rings into a bowl, and take that first bite. It's soft. It's sweet. It tastes like a tropical vacation. But here's something most people over 65 don't realize. That small bowl of canned pineapple might be quietly working against your health. Let's talk about why. First of all, Pineapple is naturally a very sweet fruit. That's part of its charm. But the moment it's canned, especially in what's called heavy syrup, the sugar content goes from naturally sweet to dangerously high. Just to give you an idea, a single serving of canned pineapple in heavy syrup can contain up to 30 grams of sugar. That's around 7 teaspoons. Imagine scooping 7 teaspoons of sugar into a glass and drinking it. That's the same as some candy bars. And yet, because it's fruit, we think of it as healthy. But our bodies don't always see it that way. When we're younger, our pancreas and metabolism can handle sugar with more ease. But after 60 or 65, things begin to slow down. The body becomes more sensitive. For many seniors, blood sugar becomes harder to manage, even if you don't have diabetes. And those sugar spikes from canned pineapple can cause your energy to crash, your mood to dip, or your memory to feel cloudy. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying pineapple is a bad fruit. In fact, fresh pineapple has some lovely nutrients, including vitamin C and bromelain, an enzyme that can support digestion. But when that pineapple is canned, especially in syrup, it loses much of what's good and adds in what your body doesn't need. Let's go deeper. When fruits are processed for canning, they're often heated to high temperatures. That heat breaks down the fiber in the fruit. Why does that matter? Because fiber is what slows sugar down. It helps your digestive system work properly. It keeps your blood sugar steady. It even helps you feel full so you don't overeat. But canned pineapple is usually soft and mushy. That's a sign the fiber is mostly gone. So now you're getting sugar, but none of the fiber your body needs to handle that sugar well. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire instead of adding a slow-burning log. And if you already struggle with blood sugar issues, even slightly, this can cause symptoms like afternoon fatigue, brain fog, or forgetfulness, sudden cravings for more sugar, mood swings, trouble sleeping at night. That's not what we want for you. Not now, not ever. But there's more. Let's talk about acidity. Pineapple is one of the more acidic fruits out there. Now, in fresh form and small quantities, that acidity can help some people break down food more easily. But for many seniors, the story is different. Do you suffer from acid reflux? Indigestion? That burning feeling in the chest after eating? Canned pineapple, especially in syrup, can make it worse. Why? Because the syrup doesn't neutralize the acid. It actually enhances it. And for people with a sensitive stomach, ulcers, or reflux that can trigger discomfort, pain, or a flare-up that lasts for hours. Next, we need to mention preservatives. Many canned fruits, not just pineapple, contain additives like citric acid or sodium benzoate. These aren't there for your health. They're added to keep the fruit shelf stable for months, sometimes years. For some older adults, these preservatives can cause bloating or gas, headaches, skin reactions disrupted, gut health over time. And think about this. Your liver and kidneys already work hard every day, filtering your blood and managing waste. Why ask them to process chemicals they don't need? You deserve better. Now, I know this may feel like a lot. It might even sound a little discouraging, especially if you enjoy pineapple. But don't worry, there are solutions. Here's what I recommend instead. If you love pineapple, that's okay. Just choose fresh, ripe pineapple, the kind you cut yourself. Eat it in small portions, and ideally alongside a protein, like a few nuts or a spoonful of plain yogurt. That helps slow the sugar absorption, giving your body more time to respond gently. And if fresh pineapple isn't available, look for canned pineapple that's packed in 100% juice, not syrup. That's a better option. But even then, always rinse the fruit under water before eating. It helps reduce the remaining sugars and any preservatives. Even better, Don't eat pineapple every day. Keep it as an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Because the truth is, as we age, every bite matters just a little more. Your body has worked hard for many years. It deserves kindness, gentleness, and smart choices. Now, you might be wondering, what fruits should I eat every day? Great question. Later in this video, I'll share the 4 best fruits for people over 65. They support your heart, your blood sugar, your digestion, and your immune system. You'll feel the difference, and your body will thank you. But for now, remember, this food can be your medicine or your burden, but you are in control of which it becomes. Choose with love, and your body will respond with strength. Now let's talk about something that often feels like a healthy little treat: dried figs. They seem harmless enough, don't they? Small, chewy, and naturally sweet. Many people enjoy them in the evening with a cup of tea, or even after dinner, as a gentle dessert. And yes, they come from nature. But here's the surprising truth. For many older adults, dried figs can quietly become a digestive and blood sugar challenge that sneaks up when you least expect it. Let's walk through it together, gently and clearly. First, it helps to understand that dried figs are very different from fresh figs. When a fruit is dried, it loses its water, but it keeps all the sugar, and that sugar becomes even more concentrated. Just one small dried fig can have more than 8 grams of natural sugar. That's nearly 2 teaspoons in a single bite-sized piece. Now think about how many dried figs we tend to eat in one sitting. It's easy to have 3, 4, even 5 at once. That adds up to over 30 grams of sugar, and that's before you count anything else you've eaten that day. For a younger person, that might not be a big deal. But for someone over 65, whose body processes sugar more slowly, this kind of hidden sugar can quickly overwhelm your system. It can lead to energy crashes, increased cravings, and in some people, even dizziness or lightheadedness after eating. And here's another thing. Dried figs have a very high glycemic index. That's a fancy term, but what it means is simple. They raise your blood sugar very quickly, without fiber or fat to slow them down. Those little figs hit your bloodstream like a wave. If you have prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or even mild insulin resistance, which is very common in seniors, these sugar spikes can be harmful over time. They put pressure on your pancreas, cause inflammation, and make it harder to control your appetite throughout the day. But sugar isn't the only concern. Dried figs are also very dense in calories, much more than fresh fruit. Just a small handful can pack 150 to 200 calories, with little protein or fat to balance it out. That makes it easy to overeat and harder to manage your weight. And here's something you might not know. Figs are naturally high in a type of sugar alcohol called sorbitol. In small amounts, sorbitol is fine. But for many older adults, especially those with a sensitive stomach or slower digestion, sorbitol can cause bloating, gas, or even diarrhea. If you've ever felt uncomfortable after eating dried fruit, this could be why. Now, I always like to give you a full picture. Figs aren't all bad. They do have some fiber and potassium. But the way they're often eaten, in dried form, in multiple pieces, and often as a snack without anything else, makes them a risky choice for someone trying to support their health after 65. So what's a better alternative? Well, if you truly love figs, try to enjoy them fresh, not dried. Fresh figs are lower in sugar by volume, gentler on the stomach, and far more hydrating. And if fresh figs aren't available in your area, consider other high-fiber fruits that are lower in sugar, like fresh pears or berries. And here's a helpful tip. If you do eat a dried fig now and then, pair it with a few nuts or a small slice of cheese. This adds protein and fat, which helps slow down sugar absorption. Never eat them alone. especially not on an empty stomach. As your doctor friend, I'll tell you what I tell all my patients. Your digestion changes as you age. What once felt fine might now cause discomfort, and that's okay. It just means your body needs different care. Give it that care. Be mindful of how you feel after eating. Watch for patterns. And always remember that even natural foods, like dried fruit, need to be enjoyed with wisdom. We're not giving up joy. We're just choosing it more wisely. Bananas. Soft, sweet, and easy to digest. For many people, especially older adults, they feel like a safe, simple choice. You don't need teeth to eat them. They don't upset your stomach, and they go well with almost anything, cereal, toast, or just by themselves. They're so common, we hardly even think about them. But here's something you might not know. For some seniors, bananas may actually be causing more harm than good, especially when eaten daily or in large amounts. Let's talk about it gently and clearly. First, bananas are what we call a high-sugar fruit. One medium banana contains about 14 grams of sugar. Now, that might not seem like much, but for someone with slower metabolism, insulin resistance, or borderline blood sugar issues, it can matter a lot. When you eat a banana by itself, especially in the morning on an empty stomach, the sugar hits your bloodstream quickly. This can cause a spike in blood sugar, followed by a sharp dip, often within 1 to 2 hours. That dip can leave you feeling tired, shaky, or even anxious. Many seniors tell me they feel lightheaded mid-morning or that they need another snack soon after breakfast, often not realizing that their morning banana might be the cause. Let's be clear, bananas aren't bad, but they are very high in simple carbohydrates and very low in fat or protein. That means they don't give you long-lasting energy. They give you a quick boost and then a quick crash. For someone in their 30s or 40s, the body can handle that swing more easily. But in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your insulin response is weaker. Your body doesn't clear sugar as fast as it once did. And that banana, though small, can be harder on your system than it used to be. And there's more. Bananas are also very high in potassium, which is usually a good thing. Potassium helps balance blood pressure and supports muscles. But if you're taking certain medications, like blood pressure pills, water pills, or kidney medications, too much potassium can actually be dangerous. Your kidneys are responsible for removing extra potassium from your blood. But as we age, kidney function can decline, and medications can make the kidneys even more sensitive. When potassium builds up, it can cause fatigue, muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or worse. If your doctor has ever mentioned your potassium levels or told you to watch your diet for kidney health, bananas may not be the best fruit for you. And here's something most people never consider. Bananas can slow down your digestion. They're binding. If you already deal with constipation, something that becomes more common after age 60, eating too many bananas can make it worse. Especially if you're not drinking enough water or getting enough fiber from other sources. Now, let me tell you a story. One of my patients, a lovely woman named June in her early 70s, came to me feeling tired every morning. She was eating a banana every day for breakfast. She thought it was a healthy start, and in some ways, it was. But we tested her blood sugar and found she was experiencing big sugar spikes and crashes, all from her healthy banana. We didn't remove bananas completely, but we made 2 small changes. First, she started eating half a banana instead of a whole one. And second, we added a small spoonful of almond butter or a few walnuts with it. That gave her some fat and protein to balance the sugar. Her energy improved, her digestion settled, and her blood sugar stabilized. All from one small adjustment. So if you love bananas, and many of us do, you don't have to give them up. But here's what I recommend. Don't eat bananas every day. Give your body some variety. Avoid eating bananas alone on an empty stomach, especially in the morning. If you do eat one, pair it with healthy fat or protein, like nuts, seeds, or plain Greek yogurt. Choose slightly green or just ripe bananas, not overly ripe ones. The more yellow and spotty they are, the higher the sugar dot. And if you're someone with kidney concerns or are on medications that affect potassium, talk to your doctor about whether bananas are right for you. Your body changes with time. That's natural, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. But it means the foods that once worked for you might not work the same way now. And that's okay. The more we understand, the better we feel. Here's what I tell all my patients. Health isn't about restriction. It's about wisdom. Small changes, smarter choices, a little more awareness every day. That's how we age with energy, dignity, and peace of mind. Now let's talk about something that's often in every senior's fridge. It looks healthy, tastes refreshing, and has that bright label that says 100% fruit juice. Maybe it's orange juice in the morning, or apple juice with lunch, or even a splash of grape juice as a treat. But here's the truth that surprises many of my older patients. Fruit juice, even the natural kind, can quietly damage your health when you're over 65. Let me explain why. First, we need to talk about how fruit works in nature. When you eat an orange, or an apple, or a slice of watermelon, you're not just eating sugar. You're also getting fiber. And fiber is what slows down how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream. It helps you feel full. It supports your digestion. It gives your body time to respond gently. But when you drink juice, you're drinking the sugar from several pieces of fruit without any of the fiber. That means the sugar goes into your system very quickly, like flipping on a light switch to give you a clearer picture. One small glass of orange juice contains the sugar from about 4 oranges. A cup of apple juice can have as much sugar as a can of soda, around 25 to 30 grams, or 6 to 7 teaspoons. Even no sugar-added juices still contain natural sugars that behave the same way inside your body. Now, let's think about what this means for someone over 65. As we age, our blood sugar becomes harder to control. The pancreas slows down. Insulin doesn't work as well. And these sudden sugar spikes, especially from liquids, put pressure on the whole system. You might feel fine right after drinking it, but an hour later, many seniors experience a drop in energy, trouble concentrating, shakiness, irritability, or even heart palpitations. If you're living with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which affects nearly 1 in 3 people over 65, that juice can quietly push your numbers higher without you even realizing. But it's not just about blood sugar. Fruit juices are also acidic, especially citrus juices like orange, grapefruit, or pineapple. For seniors with acid reflux, heartburn, or sensitive stomachs, juice can trigger discomfort or even damage the esophagus over time. And here's something few people know. Drinking juice every day can wear down your tooth enamel, even if you brush. That's because the sugar and acid sit on your teeth, especially if you sip slowly. For someone with receding gums or dental work, this can mean more cavities and dental bills. So what's the takeaway? If you enjoy fruit juice, you don't have to give it up forever. But consider these safer, smarter ways to enjoy it. Drink juice only occasionally, not daily. Think of it like dessert, not like water. Dilute it. Try mixing half juice, half water. This cuts the sugar in half, but you still get the taste. Never drink juice on an empty stomach. Pair it with a meal, ideally one with protein and healthy fat to balance it out. And most importantly, don't assume it's healthy just because it says 100% juice. Your body still sees it as sugar. Now, I understand. Drinking juice can be comforting. It feels familiar. It might even bring back memories of childhood or family routines. But your body today isn't the same as it was 40 or 50 years ago. It has different needs now, and your job isn't to be perfect. It's simply to notice, to listen, to support your health gently. If you want the flavor and benefits of fruit, choose the whole fruit instead. An orange, a few berries, or some slices of apple. They bring fiber, hydration, and vitamins without the sugar overload. Remember what I always say, just because something is natural doesn't mean it's harmless, especially as we age. But small adjustments can bring big relief. Your health doesn't depend on giant changes. It depends on understanding what your body truly needs and giving it the calm, steady care it deserves. You've made it to the final part of our video, and I want to begin by saying something important. You're doing something powerful just by being here. You're learning. You're paying attention. You're caring for your body. And that's something to be proud of. Vet talked about 5 fruits that might surprise you with how they affect your health after 65. Fruits that seem innocent, even good, but may quietly work against your energy, digestion, or heart health as the years go by. Let's gently remind ourselves what they were. Grapes, sweet and small, but high in sugar and hard on blood sugar and digestion. Canned pineapple, often loaded with syrup and preservatives, missing the fiber your body needs to process it safely. Dried figs, dense with sugar and calories. Plus sorbitol, which can upset older digestive systems. Bananas, easy to eat, but a fast sugar source that can spike blood glucose and create constipation. And fruit juices, even 100% natural, which flood your body with fast sugar without any fiber to slow it down. Now you might be asking, what am I supposed to eat then? What's left? Let me reassure you, there are still plenty of wonderful fruits that love your body back. And in a moment, I'll share 4 of them with you, the ones I recommend most to my older patients for everyday support. But first, let's talk about why all of this matters. When we're young, our bodies are resilient. They bounce back. You can eat just about anything, and your metabolism, digestion, and energy adjust quickly. But as we get older, into our 60s, 70s, and beyond, things slow down. The enzymes that help break down food decrease. The pancreas has to work harder to manage blood sugar. The gut becomes more sensitive. The kidneys and liver, those quiet workhorses of the body, need more rest and less burden. And what we eat either supports those systems or makes their job harder. It's not about dieting. It's not about guilt. It's not even about being strict. It's about being wise. Wisdom is one of the great gifts of aging. You've learned what matters. You know how to listen, not just to others, but to your own body. You've learned how to notice patterns, how to feel subtle shifts. That's powerful. So now, we apply that wisdom to our plates, to our snacks, to our habits. Let me give you a few examples. If you've been feeling bloated more often lately, maybe it's not just old age. Maybe it's the dried fruits you're snacking on after dinner. If you find yourself needing a nap at 10:30 in the morning, even though you had a full breakfast, maybe it's the banana spiking and crashing your blood sugar. If your doctor keeps telling you that your blood pressure or kidney function needs watching. Maybe it's time to look at how much potassium or added sugar you're really taking in through canned or juiced fruits. None of these signs mean you're failing. They just mean it's time to adjust. Gently, kindly, one step at a time. Now, let's return to that question. What should I eat instead? Because the good news is this: not all fruits are problematic. In fact, some are incredibly helpful for aging bodies. They're lower in sugar, higher in fiber, rich in antioxidants and vitamins, and easy on digestion. Here are 4 that I recommend often to my patients. Blueberries. These little berries are a powerhouse for brain health. They're rich in antioxidants that protect your memory, your vision, and your heart. And they're low in sugar, making them gentle for blood sugar control. Eat them fresh, frozen, or mixed into plain yogurt. Apples with the skin. Apples contain fiber, especially in the skin, that helps digestion and stabilizes blood sugar. Choose a small apple instead of juice and enjoy it slowly. If your teeth are sensitive, try slicing and steaming it gently. Pears soft, naturally sweet, and high in soluble fiber. Pears are fantastic for digestion, especially if you struggle with constipation. Just like apples, choose fresh and whole, not canned. Berries of any kind, especially raspberries and blackberries. These fruits are lower in sugar and packed with anti-inflammatory compounds that support aging joints and brain health. They're also easy to digest when ripe. Now, you don't need to eat all 4 every day, but rotating them through your meals, maybe one at breakfast, another with lunch, and one as an afternoon treat, can go a long way toward nourishing your body without overwhelming it. And remember, the way you combine foods matters too. If you eat a fruit, pair it with something that slows down the sugar. A small handful of nuts, a boiled egg, a bit of cottage cheese, or a spoonful of nut butter. That little trick protects your body, gives you longer-lasting energy, and helps avoid those crashes that leave you tired and foggy. Before we finish, I want to share a message from the heart. Your age is not a weakness. It's a resource. You have lived through changes. You've seen what works and what doesn't. You know how to adapt. You've done it your whole life. Your body is not broken. It's simply asking for a new kind of support, and you're fully capable of giving it that dot with the right choices. Many people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s feel better than they did at 50, lighter, clearer, and more comfortable in their own skin. And that can start with something as simple as choosing the right fruit. Let's make it your new habit. Choose whole fruits over juices. Pick fresh over canned. Go for color, fiber, and variety. Listen to how your body feels and adjust without fear. You're not on a diet. You're building a life that feels better with every year. Now, before we go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell us your age and where you're watching from. We're building a beautiful, supportive community here on Seniors Vitality Hub, and you are a vital part of it. If this video helped you today, please click like so others can find it more easily. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Every week, we share more natural, simple ways to support your health, your memory, your joints, and your overall energy. This is your time to feel better. You deserve it. Thank you for watching, and remember, your body knows how to heal. Sometimes it just needs the right support.